Hi guys, welcome back to another book review. So today we're going to talk about The Last Rose by Kitt Lynn. So the reason I had to read this one is actually available in Kindle Unlimited. And the reason I had to read this one is because I took an ARC and the ARC was book 2. So this is book 1 and it's in the Omega universe. This is going to be fantasy. Again, it is smutty. So if you're not interested in fantasy with some smut in it, then this isn't really going to probably be one that interests you. But if you are, let's go on. So this one's really interesting. I'm just going to kind of give a little bit on this one. I'm not going to really do a whole lot into the book because you know that I refuse to give away books. Like, that is my biggest pet peeve, is people who give away books. No, and give spoilers. I'm not going to spoil a book for you because that's not just who I am. I want you to enjoy the book. I don't want you to have it spoiled. So this one, a little bit in it that I am going to tell you, because so this one is in the Omega universe. That's what she calls it. The thing about this one is it is like shifter elements, but they never shift. So there's going to be your alpha and your beta and your omega. And there's going to be things like fated mates and how you have to claim your fated mate. But nobody's shifted. Nobody's turning into something else. Like, there's no shifting happening. They all stay what they are. And that's just, and so it is a whole different world. It's a brand new world. Like I said, I actually had not ever read a shifter romance to where that's got the shifter elements in it, and it kind of is shiftery, but yet it's not ever going to shift. That I found really interesting. Like, to me, it kind of was cool. It kind of threw me for a loop at first because I was kind of like, because we know I go into a lot of my arcs blind. And so when I picked up this one to go into the second book, I was like, oh, it's going to be a shifter romance, you know? But I kept waiting, and I'm like, wait, they're going to shift, right? They're going to shift, right? They're going to shift. No, there's no shifting. So you have the elements of the shifter world without actually ever shifting. And to me, that's kind of cool. That's something new. It's like I said, nothing I had ever read. So it's new to me, and I actually really liked that aspect. So I'm going to just start with that one. If you're looking for a shifter romance, this one is going to have it, but they're not going to shift in it. So let's go from there. It's got the omega, the beta, the alpha, and it's in that world that they've created. I love the world. It's really complicated. And this one, like I said, it's really smutty. They're not super long books. They're not super short books. I think this one is like, I think it was 300 maybe. I mean, they're not super long books, but they're not short books either. So my big thing on this one, like I said, is it's smutty. And I want you to be aware of that. It is very, very smutty. And because it's got the shifter elements, some of that is going to be put into the smut. It's going to have, like, the shifter-driven smut. Is that a good way? That's a good way. That's how I'm going to put that. It's got the shifter-driven smut. So if you're just looking for some crazy smut without the fantasy, without the shifter element, then this one isn't going to be for you. But if those are things that you like, then I would check this one out. Like I said, I liked it. It does move fairly fast. It does move fairly quick. And it is a why choose. This is the biggest one I'm going to tell you. It is a why choose. And it's got one female with a whole bunch of males. So, and the males are very comfortable with each other, if you get where I'm going with that. The males are very comfortable with each other. So if those are things that bother you, again, you might want to look into something else. But if those are something that are like, oh, that's hot, I'm into that, I want more, then for sure, I would check this one out because it is good. It is spicy. And I'm going to tell you, some of the scenes I thought were so good. Like, I was like sitting there like, you know, this is like, I'm like, I never thought I would be into this, but I'm definitely finding this interesting. And I'm really into this. And I'm not talking about the males being comfortable with each other, because I read books like that a lot. That's not something that bothers me. I like it. So it's just, that is what it is. But anyway, so I'm rambling, but I'm rambling on, and I'm sorry that I'm rambling. So shifter romance, like elements, fantasy romance, super smutty, moves at a quick pace, got a whole new type of world. If those are things that interest you, then I definitely would check this one out because it is great. Who doesn't want a nice fantasy why choose? Who doesn't want that? So if those are things that interest you, check this one out.